Hello, everyone. Before we begin today, perhaps I will ask that we all stand and take a minute of our time to applaud our various fighting forces who are currently north of our position, fighting and reclaiming our lands. So 1 minute. Thank you all very much. Please be seated. I wish a speedy recovery to all those who are wounded, and may God welcome the fallen comrade into the kingdom of heaven. Thank you all very much. It is a great day today because we decided this morning to come and speak with you in the Yadra region. And by definition, we know well that it is a region where we do not mince words, where we tell the truth in an ideological way. Right? And so this morning, he will speak without mincing words. I will speak bluntly and without pulling any punches either. I am going to box. So, a word to the wise. I think there are high expectations from all the people almost everywhere, in every region, wherever we go. I can say that the needs are the same almost everywhere. We have practically the same situation in every region we visit. And so this is to say that we are aware of the situation. We know the ailment, as someone said, we know the disease, and everything we are doing today is to treat the ailment. There is a lot to be done, and I have always said I cannot solve everything in the snap of a finger. It is not possible, but we are making the efforts we can. We are sacrificing ourselves so that we can reach our goals as quickly as possible. And if we decided to start this mission, it is because we deemed it necessary for our people to know happiness as well. We keep saying it, we were born in conditions that were perhaps not easy. We grew up, we saw Burkina, we also caught glimpses of other countries through the news, and perhaps we traveled to some countries in the meantime. We saw the realities, and we also asked ourselves questions. Why can our country not also develop and prosper like those countries? As I said last time, there is no reason why some countries that have perhaps just discovered oil in less than 30 or 40 years change completely. In Africa, do we not manage to do the same, while beneath our soil lie both oil and other types of minerals? Take the example of Dubai, which is nearby. 30 years ago, there were only 1 or 2 buildings there. Today, I am sure that many people here from the private sector enjoy taking their plane, going to Dubai to do business, and they never fail to make little videos to show the beauty of the city. Buildings have sprung up everywhere just because of oil production. But how many countries produce oil in Africa? Have they achieved that level of development? So there is a question to ask ourselves. Here in Burkina, we mine gold and many other minerals, even if we have not yet discovered oil. But what have we done? So I also came here so we can ask ourselves questions, the real ones today, not just as Burkinabe, but as Africans. Let us ask ourselves questions, and the right ones. First, I will perhaps go through the various questions that have been raised here. And the questions that could fall within the agenda, I will answer them later. For those outside the agenda, I will perhaps provide some answers and promise you that we are hard at work to be able to resolve all the problems as quickly as possible. Already there are a good number of questions addressed directly to you, the ministers, and I assume you have taken note, especially the minister of humanitarian action regarding the centers, people with disabilities, centers for the elderly, and all that. You will see what is feasible. And as I said, these centers must no longer be just places to meet or for holidays. They will contribute to training. So see what can be done urgently to rehabilitate them so they can. And regarding the disability card, I think there is a need to. You will see what needs to be organized with the various departments so that people can recognize the disability card, because there is no point in issuing them if people have trouble using them when they arrive at the offices.
So you see what organization we are putting in place to be able to do it.
In addition to that, I think it also concerns our fellow students. Well, the issue of university dining halls and dorms, it really chokes me up.
The infrastructure, the stuff, it really gets to me. But be sure of one thing, we have already started.
This initiative has launched. We have already started, and everything that will be done in the field of education, I am sure that in 10 years people will be surprised, but we have vast programs to be able to put pupils and students in conditions of dignity above all, so they can work. You are the future of the country. Yes, you are the future. We have finished our studies.
We won't be going back to school, but we want to ensure that, as I told the minister, if we are to build and provide you with the right conditions, that should make us want to go back to school ourselves. So it will come. It is true that many university centers were built before us, but there was no infrastructure. So today we started with lecture halls, nothing more. The restaurants will come, the dorms will come, but I cannot solve all of that in the snap of a finger today. It is true that politicians have spent their time flattering people. Every time during campaigns, we will do this for you, we will do that for you. I cannot make those.
But I might surprise you. And where we can do it, we will do it. I say this because just now I spoke with Balu Naro about the Wahiguya to Bien road, a road on which those in the private sector have insisted on. They made me understand that for this road they were promised paving before I was even born.
It has been there since 1975. I do not know. Since that time, they told you the funding is secured, we will pave it, and every 5 years you voted, you voted, you voted. And the road is still there, it is not paved. It is the same thing. All the roads, almost everywhere in Burkina, it is like that. I tell you, well, there are many former politicians here, you know. You see that what you have done is not right. You have flattered the people. You do nothing.
So today we have decided to start with a new approach. There you go, and you must stay the course.
If we created Faso Merwo, it is precisely because of all this. When we travel everywhere in Burkina Faso, there are road programs. But what are we doing? We must equip ourselves on a large scale, get everyone to contribute and be able to build our roads quickly. We have set ourselves a year-end deadline so that all regions, even the new ones, have their brigade on site. And that is what we are doing.
For Wahiguya, the brigade has arrived, but they are still getting the hang of things. And I was telling the traditional chief that too. You cannot just bring in a new brigade and send them straight to the field. Some people who were drivers joined up. The very day they took the trucks to the machines, they burned out the clutch disc. So they must train them or let them get the hang of it for a few months before coming to start the work.
So all these roads, you will be the ones to plan them with the governor in charge. As I said, with the second in command, which is you will decide which roads are priorities and so on. And you will build your roads, so your machines will be there, everything will be at your disposal. You build the roads as you wish, and the state will provide support.
And so I think as it will say there, we have for the same for in all our regions of Burkina Faso. That is what we want. There is no reason for you to go elsewhere, drive on beautiful roads, and even film yourselves.
We can do it here too. Everything that is doable elsewhere is doable here. So on this point, there is no need to worry. We will get there. Yes, we will get there. That is a certainty. Regarding questions about certain centers, exhibitions, craft days, spaces, and all that.
So I think the ministers have noted all these points. I will remain attentive. At the end of the meeting, each of you, as far as you are concerned, will be able to tell us even about the affiliation. The students spoke about the school's affiliation with the university. You are the ones who will study and see if it is possible for you to do it and report back on why you do not wish to do it and so on. Vocational training, they talked a lot about it. Many people talked about that. So you see how we can gradually integrate the various centers.
So there are many other issues we will return to in more detail, but we must all be aware of the fight we are waging and, above all, remain focused. I have noticed that many people perhaps do not always know where we are because they do not know where we come from. I think the one from the Citizen Watch for the region here, for example, said something very important. In 2022, when we arrived, the road to Ueshiguya was cut off. Even the Ueshiguya airfield was not accessible.
And it was worrying. And it was the same for almost every city. Even National Road number 1 was cut off too.
But I think we must salute the various forces we have engaged, the volunteers for the defense of the homeland, who sacrificed themselves so that today we can settle them in areas like Banu, like Segwe, and like Niense, which is currently underway. And the forces are pushing the fight all the way to the border. And everything will be secured. The enemy cannot defeat us if we are one nation. To remain a nation, we need discipline. As I said, we need self-sacrifice. We need to have a goal on which we focus. And that is what we are going to discuss at length. If we do not have a goal, we will wander aimlessly, not knowing where we are going. And if we do not know where we come from, we have no reference point. It is like someone in the middle of a desert who has no reference point. He does not know where to go. He does not know what to do.
No, we must have points of reference. And to have those points of reference, we must go back and examine history.
And we must not hide any part of our history. And we should also ensure that Stockholm Syndrome does not become a common ailment for all Africans. Do you know Stockholm Syndrome? It is a syndrome where you end up loving and protecting the person who harms you.
Do you understand? Meaning the aggressor, the one who harms you, who torpedoes you, you end up loving them and you defend them, you protect them. Many people suffer from this Stockholm Syndrome, whether here in Burkina or in Africa in general, because Africa has suffered a lot and there was a desire to erase history in Africa.
And many do not even know the history in Africa.
But yet we must not be ignorant. We must know our history to know where we... Africa was not like this. Let us acknowledge it. I told you once before our ancestors in our bush, we walk around, we see that the ancestors were able to take the earth and extract iron, but why today can we not do it? It is because we lost something in the meantime. And what did we lose, Hesek? How did we lose it? These are the questions we must ask ourselves. And once we ask these questions and have the answers, we are cured of our illness, the Stockholm Syndrome. And these questions must be asked courageously and faced head-on. But as I said, we are not politicians who avoid problems. We face problems and we solve them. We do not shift them. There are many subjects in our societies that are, when we want to address them, oh, it is taboo, oh, those things.
Hardly politicians will say, oh, if you mess around here, you will lose your voter base, you will... Well, we are going to address these issues, we are going to tell each other the truth.
And well, if you appreciate it, that is that. If you do not appreciate it either, that is that. But it is our history, and we must remember our history, where we come from, what was done to us to make us this way. It is a major rant that I am going to bring to all black people, if I may say, here in Owahiguya. And why Owahiguya? I will tell you why Owahiguya.
Wahiguya, what does that mean? To come and prostrate oneself.
What I am going to say today is the start of a new way of doing things. And through this, if you agree that we move forward, those who are attacking us will come and bow down here. If you do not understand the significance of my message, the days ahead will not be good, and I want us to listen carefully to understand what is being said, because many people do not know what we are going through. This morning, I was telling the various forces, everyone must know why we are fighting. We did not just wake up one morning and go attack someone.
They rose up with weapons to come and attack Burkina Faso. That is what happened, and the war began. It has been more than 10 years. When the first ones came, they did not come with bread or even biscuits. They came with weapons and they killed, and that is what we are living through. Very well. Why are they fighting us? Today, everyone understands it.
It is our wealth, our subsoil and everything. So if they can kill us all and take our land, they will do it. In fact, that is what they are doing.
We must therefore be aware of this, and to do so, they often go through us, our own brothers, and everyone. You see, last time when we decided to break off diplomatic relations, I told myself that in the 2 or 3 weeks to follow, they would react. But you see, condescension makes people stupid. They have become so crazy and stupid that the reaction is immediate. Because in their heads, what is it? How can a Negro tell me the master to leave? That is what is going on in their heads, and it is systematic, just like what happened during the time of slavery. We must catch those Negroes, teach them a lesson, so the others see that it does not work like that. So they had all their kings pushed to come and carry out deadly attacks in Gairi, in Solang, in Seba.
Because in Gaeri, they waited for the bird to pass through Tafada for logistical export. They stayed in full company and they came in great numbers to assault the city. In Solang, they made a mistake. They ran into determined police officers there who crushed them. In Seba, it was the same. But what does this tell you? Before launching this, you see these armchair slaves, you see their TV channels. When you watch certain channels, certain shows, it is black people presenting them.
Actually, French black people who hold French nationality, they are the black people they used to host these shows. And their correspondents are black people too.
Even Burkinabes who have betrayed their homeland, who are somewhere else, they are the ones who are their correspondents and everything. That day they got ready. Yeah, they put on makeup before going into the studios. They finished all their makeup and everything. They waited for the results of the attack to go on air and say, they killed so many soldiers here, they razed such and such a town. No, Titai... The proof is that security is not going well. Since there was one who had lied big time at the European Union level to say that things are not going well in Burkina, so they were getting ready to confirm their lie. When they finished putting on their makeup and everything, they called and said, it is not good, eh?
They were left speechless.
They put on several pathetic shows. Kasamba, some could not even take off their makeup. They are there, pacing around. They do not know what to say. All the lies have been swallowed back. We are sitting here watching them. They are just like that, but they have always used black people against black people. And don't even look far, our enemies are among us. And that leads me to give you some general advice. And you see, we are in a revolution and we have taken a pass and people must stay focused.
Many people say they are focused, they are revolutionaries, but it is still you who go on the pages of those stateless people and believe what they say, and you panic, you worry, and you get into such states. Why? Stay focused. I have heard a lot of noise lately and everything. And furthermore, you yourselves are even contributing to creating problems, perhaps without even realizing it.
You see, we have launched a diaspora operation.
Often we run these operations to test the reliability of our state. Do people invest in our country or not? You see that we got more than we wanted. And it is during this period that all the reports, oh, things are not going well in Burkina, there is an attack here, things are not going well at the top of the state, they are doing this, they are doing that. And many people are worried, they call us about things. I will tell you one thing, let it be clear in everyone's mind.
The context we are living in is not the context of 1987.
Let this be clear. I was not in prison, and someone did not come to get me out of prison after a coup to put me in power, as was the case with Blaise. It is completely different because, yes, Sankara was in prison, Blaise left from the skin, he came, he freed him, he put him in power. It is normal that we might talk about number one, number two, I do not know. That is not our context. Me, Wallahi, when I left with my men, I was in the lead. There were not 1,500 soldiers in front of me. No, it is not the same thing. It is not that I come to Ouagadougou to sit down, hide in a villa, and then tell the guys, Kapata, go do it. And then in the evening, I puff out my chest in front of the RTB. It is not like that. Well, when the 14-5 fired, I was less than 100 meters away, and I was the first victim.
Donc even making generalizations, there is no number one, no number two, or number whatever. There are no enemies, there are not two captains in one boat.
It is clear, it is precise. Keep now through your communications or whatever you think someone is strong, you will create problems for that person and you will both face the consequences of your problems. Let that be clear.
That is the other thing. Everyone who works with me knows my line of conduct. I have a mission and they all follow the mission. That is why we are here. And if anyone messes up, I will put you in your place without hesitation.
There is no saying that, well, there is no strong man, okay? There is none. And I am coming back to you, which sector? The economic operators who often say, go negotiate with him because he is the strong man. There is no strong man with me. No, stop that, because you are the ones putting things into people's heads. And by putting why shit, they really think they are strong. If you leave and immediately act in an anti-revolutionary way, I will punish you. That is not right. In any case, I always take the time to verify, get the proof, and I will call you to sit before me and say, here it is, and I will tell you everything. So that is how it is. So all the comrades you see, whether they are ministers or whatever, I told them all. Whoever messes around, who engages in anti-revolutionary behavior, and I have the proof in hand, I will punish them.
In that punishment, if normally they were to receive, let's say, punishment A, I multiply it by 2 or 3 because you are a leader. So let it be clear, stop listening to that nonsense. We are focused. I did not give up my youth just to come here and mess around with my mission. I am young, but I have no youth left to live. Do you really think I will live a youth again? It is over. They take me in the morning, there they are, in my house. They take me to the office. At night, they take me and I am sitting at the door, in front of my door like a prisoner.
Do you think I'm going to come with my mission?
No, I did not sacrifice my youth for nothing. I am not going to mess around with my mission. I will take back my country and the dream will come true.
And yet from his...
Those people who we have been observing, it has now been 4 years that we have been observing people. We talk to some. Take this seriously. I am not going to sacrifice my youth and then let someone come and play games with me. Now, right now, I'm going to start striking and then moving forward. Those who know they do not want trouble, do not come toward us, because with us you will have problems. Do not get in our way. So stay focused, stay focused. We must develop our homeland. That is what is most important. Everyone will have enough to eat. As the leaders of the elderly said, I was very happy to hear that we are eating in the present and the indicator.
That is a source of pride. But we spent our time begging. People would come and give us food. That is it. Lately, many countries have been coming to see us for their NGOs, you know. Oh, I said, but wait, what is going on?
Your humanitarian NGOs, they come and go here. We have our dignity to defend. There are things we no longer accept. Go give elsewhere. We do not want your help. It is not happening here.
No, which means they have other things in mind. It is not really help.
As someone once said, if you want to help a father because his children are not eating well, why do you come and not give it to the father discreetly so he can give it to them? You want to go and give it to the children yourself to say that the father is worthless. That is what you are trying to say. That does not work. Our culture does not accept that.
So they used many channels to enslave us. I was talking about NGOs, the infiltration of our habits, many channels. We will not accept that. Because all of this is to keep us down and be able to plunder our resources. It is time for us all to understand that our resources must be used so that everyone has clean drinking water. You spoke about water problems.
But are we going to keep encouraging those who drink champagne at everyone else's expense to have drinking water? We cannot accept that.
And yet, Shifen, what happens when we ourselves fight against those who have champagne so that everyone has drinking water? The one who has the champagne pays the one who does not have water to drink to sing their praises, or even turn against you, and you accept it too.
Is that done or not? Let us pull ourselves together. There have been water problems in Ouagadougou for years. That will be resolved right away.
In any case, Sama, I have the Prime Minister announced at work last time. I passed by this morning. I saw the pipes coming with force into Ouagadougou. There is a dam that must be built, right? Which will help supply all of Ouagadougou. So the water problem will be solved by then.
You will no longer have water problems. The years spent with yellow jerry cans, as you said, are over. God willing, it will end.
But all of that is the meaning of our fight. It is about dignity. We do not want our mothers to go sleep in front of the wells, to get up at impossible hours, to go fetch a jerry can of water to be able to feed the family. Wait, we are rich. We need dignity, and wealth must be shared. And to share wealth, this is it.
And that brings me to a rant against some people who are here today. As I mentioned regarding gold and all that. Gold is appearing everywhere. It is a fight. People are killing each other over gold. Stop that. The state will take control of the situation because many people are going there to extract gold. First, we are destroying our nature in an anarchic way, and when they finish, many go off to buy vehicles. Take 1,000 people who go off to buy 20 million worth of vehicles. That is 20 billion that we just gave away somewhere. Yet we do not even have roads to drive on. When you leave to go to Ouagadougou, there are no roads. But are we building roads or what are we doing? So we must talk, understand each other and build together. Everyone will get their share, but let us stop squandering our own wealth ourselves.
Are we on the same page? This is just the introduction so you understand a bit where I am coming from.
Because I am going to shock you today.
Let's get back to the subject. You must understand the general context. What do these people want from us and what do we want for ourselves? That is what this is about. I am going to tell you two things that will bring us back to everything we are saying.
You know, behind closed doors, there are things said with those who come to see us. Often things we do not want to say or for which we choose the right moment to say. Today I am going to tell you two stories. And I will comment on these stories so you understand that we must fight and above all be smarter, because what awaits us is serious if we do not understand. You see, during the last interview, I said that one day I will talk about something regarding local consumption and all that, everything that goes with it. One day, people from the secret services from a Western country came to see us.
They offered us four products,
to put in the food and send to the areas where there are terrorists. These products go into everything, you know, into drinks, whether it's beer or soda, into cigarettes, into rice, into milk. It goes into everything. And one of the products, its job is to kill the brain. That is to say, so that the person can no longer think. It gradually shuts down your neurons. Well, in any case, it messes you up. And after a few years, the ability to think and do things decreases. One of the products affects physical capacity. If a person could run 12 kilometers, after a few years it might be 6 kilometers or 4 kilometers, that they become weak. The other ones is drowsiness, what start to become, I don't know, the doctors know what it affects and all. We listened carefully and asked for the names of the products. They didn't give them to us and they left. But before they left, we asked them, have you tested this anywhere before? Does it really work? Because otherwise, they could not ask, why should we pay and do this? Because they came to propose that in areas where there are terrorists, these individuals would weaken. And in a short time, in a few years, we could easily crush them actually. They told us, yes, they have already used it somewhere, in Africa and somewhere in Asia as well. They have already used it several times.
You know what made me strong?
I said, yeah, Africa's doomed.
Actually, they are already using that in Africa. That is a certainty. It is about watching certain populations, even here with us.
Look at the behavior of some, the reaction of some.
Look at the young men today. Our grandfathers had 4 wives, 5 wives, 10 wives. They managed to satisfy them, you know. Today,
It's funny, but it's not true.
hey, it is the revolution. We hide nothing. What can be said to save must be said. It is the reality. Take young people today. They are there. They have problems.
It's not going well.
Look at the problems with childbirth. People are there, miscarriages, problems conceiving. It's common, it's come out here. You think that's for nothing? Look at certain countries in Africa. You can check the statistics. There are countries that are 2, 3, 4 times larger than Burkina, but they do not have the population of Ouagadougou. They are dying out. Hey, Africans, are we not going to wake up?
Can't we work for ourselves, feed ourselves, and keep consuming what comes from elsewhere? And we don't even know what's in it and what is the height of the Africans' problem. Often white people themselves come out and say that such and such a thing sold in Africa is not what is sold in Europe. They put this, that, and the other in it. We saw the scandal with Nestle, Nido, and others. The milk they sell to their children over there is not the same as what they sell in Africa and all that.
But the black man, he does not agree. No, he wants to consume what comes from our own land. This is to say that normally consuming local products is a battle.
And that is why, in fact, we want to think about creating all possible processing units so we consume what we produce and avoid importing what we do not know, because it is a serious problem. Yes, they have been trying to exterminate us since rap. Are you aware of that? People came. First, the Arab-Muslim conquest. That makes over 1,000 and some years of slavery in Africa.
This part, moreover, that they are trying to erase from our history, and many people do not know, they are ignorant of the fact that we endured over 1,000 years of slavery with the Arabs, and the last slave market closed. It was in Medina in 1962.
Are you pretending, or do you just not know?
And they castrated the men, the able-bodied men, they castrated them so they could no longer father children.
It could not finish Africa. Westerners came for 400 years to deport us. They get make us work and kill us in every possible way. But the black man has always resisted.
But why is it today that we are going to realize this, resist and turn the tide?
Why? They have traumatized us and brutalized us so much that we now love them ourselves. We love them more than we love ourselves. That is the Stockholm Syndrome I was talking about. That is the problem, and if we do not realize this, we are lost, we are finished, because they will continue to finish us off one way or another, and that is what I am telling you about through products they inject and all. Look at the black man. He loves those who attacked him yesterday more than himself, his own person.
If I tell you, there are many of them among us.
If you do not know history, read. You will see that no one likes us. We must be aware of that.
But what kind of recklessness is it to seek the love of someone who does not love you?
Why? I was saying the other day, Prime Minister, it was in 1994. In 1994, in France, here in Nantes,
There was an animal park called Bamboula, a park or whatever it was. An animal park like the ones we have in Zignare and everywhere else. So people went to look at the animals. But do you know what was in those parks in France? Black people.
Yes, Gelaf was about 30 Ivorians were there, and it was mainly Ivorians who were in the park to also represent a breed of animals.
In 1994, the park was so the park was still there. And it was white people who fought to have the park closed. It was not black people who fought. You do not know your history and you are there. You love those who oppressed you yesterday.
But what are we like?
What is wrong? And that brings me to the second story.
In 2023, I hosted some people. There was a gentleman in the group I call Daniel, a Frenchman, who said, Mr. President, you know, you are the same phrase, the famous Avrovitz, you are ahead of your time. What you want to do, your people will not understand you. He was ahead of his time. He wanted to do good, but you see, they killed Sankaras, and it went by without a hitch. Those were the terms he used. Indeed, no one connected to him. You nodded, you appreciated it. There is one who no longer wants recognition, who went out to march against the death of Sankara and all that. And I tell him, but yes, but times have changed. He tells me no. He tells me, Mr. President, the black man is cursed. Excuse me, but the black man is cursed. They will never be able to understand what you want to do. They will never be able to be consistent. You will see. Normally, if I were not president, he might live with fewer teeth, but I gripped my chair, my heart tightened, and I sat there listening to him. And he assured me that you will never understand what I am going to do, and that a time will come when you will explain that and everything. I said thank you, and I said goodbye to them. You see, I remembered him not long ago.
And on what occasion? Because this gentleman is from the DGSC.
And you see that they maneuvered everything. They tried everything. All that people want is civil war in Burkina.
Now if you kill, we have a foothold on the gold. It is quiet.
There was a gentleman, an ambassador, who fled before we expelled the ambassador. Surely with the complicity of some I am currently modifying. A certain Emmanuel, perhaps he will hear my words. I know. He and the chargé d'affaires met many people in the artistic world. You see, the cultural world and all, to prepare minds and especially the world of communication as well.
Because their goal is to act by August at the latest to put an end to our revolution.
But for a long time, they have manipulated every subject, ethnicity, religion. These two subjects have always destroyed Africa.
Look at all the wars in Africa. They are manipulated through religion, through ethnicity. And on social media, you see it is manipulated every day. But Mr. Daniel had his theory and his strategy.
That people there had not accepted. But recently, Daniel came into play. He proposed heading east, using friendship to manipulate religion.
And they are going to roll out steamrollers against Burkina. Indeed.
One day.
We hear an imam making a shocking statement to the point where, what did he call me? Halloween style, what is that?
Let it be.
And to copy
The next day, or the day after, there is a small student minority who call themselves the Bright Reds, who make, since there are not many of them, they make statements on Facebook that have nothing to do with the situation. It is Daniel's plan.
And I believe those who should follow are the unions who should also meet at the labor exchange for statements and hope to roll out the steamroller against the other.
When we said to arrest this gentleman in question,
Indeed, that is what Daniel wanted, for us to arrest him. And if we arrest him, we will now see what happens next. By the way, that man is fundamentally evil. And he is fundamentally dishonest, and I will tell you why. The law he spoke about, he read the law, he understood the law. It is not written anywhere that it is forbidden to shout in the offices.
Nowhere, but it is what he said, to manipulate the brainless who will follow him.
He wants to ban prayer. He wants to ban prayer. I have bet against that.
But how? How can one be manipulated and not have a little bit of common sense also?
That means he is very bad. That's one success. It is not that he does not know, he knows. But he said that praying was forbidden, yet that is false. We said not to erect. You can pray in an office. You can, if you are in the office, you can go outside specifically to pray. That there is no problem with that. We did not ban praying. Even in public spaces, it is not written anywhere in this law that one cannot pray in public spaces. We just said to get authorization. And that it is known that people are praying there. Imagine you pray somewhere, the fire department comes to pass through, and the road is blocked or something. The fire department needs to be told. Normally, we submit the permits that the city hall issues for public road activities to them, so that when they need to go out for emergencies, they know how to get through. So, we never said to pray in public squares, but this gentleman said that. Anyway, I did not comment on what he said, but since he is powerful, he thought he was strong, because in 2019 he even created an Islamic police or whatever that was, and the politicians were afraid. They did nothing.
All right, I repeat again, there are not two captains on one boat. Let that be clear.
Whoever looks for trouble will find it.
When he was arrested, what happened? People came out too. These so-called supporters are taking to the streets and social media, causing chaos.
The law enforcement officers came out and they restored order.
But what does that mean?
That is the day I remember Daniel. And I said, this gentleman, I must go back and remind him of everything we discussed. Are we truly cursed or not? At the time, I saw people who made posts, who spoke out. Is religion above the country or what? You leave the country, you go where you think you will be welcomed because you are Muslim.
But what nonsense is this? Everywhere you go in this world, they first ask for your passport and your nationality. That is what allows you to enter somewhere. If someone thinks that religion can help them get somewhere, they should just go. No, really.
And we Muslims must be careful.
You have to be moderate. And that I applaud, because it is not there, it is actually an extremist minority that is in this context.
The majority there. Besides, even the good imams we hear preaching that stuff, we ourselves will now encourage them. They are the ones who will train people in the real Islam. But those radicals, we will not get along. If you are a radical and you think your country is beneath you, you and your religion, you get out, you go wherever you want.
Are we cursed or not? That is the question I want us to ask ourselves today. I'm going to develop a certain number of topics for you.
And we will ask ourselves questions.
When we decided that everyone would eat their fill, we paid for tractors, we paid for inputs, we did everything. The seeds, everything, agriculture advanced, and we were able to produce well.
And to see for a few months now, we have decided to ban rice imports, right? Because we have produced enough rice for us to eat and therefore to regulate the market.
But there are people who were importing rice who are not happy and told us we would fail. And they pray to God every day that we fail. They prefer to take Burkina's money, go pay for our farmers' rice in Asia to bring it here, but they don't want us, the farmers, to benefit from it. Are we cursed or not?
So there are people who are cursed after all.
It is essentially lazy.
You will detect through my words all those who have the curse gene within them.
And as I say again, our great luck is that the vast majority is not cursed. Do you understand? It is a minority that is fighting. There are many areas where we want to move forward, and individuals refuse to let us move forward because for them, their interests matter more than anything. I will never accept it. And if you do not stop, in any case, we will go to war and I will fight you. That is certain. That is clear. It is the masses that count. We cannot have been here since we have existed. You have all the advantages, you have everything, but please, people need to eat too. People need to live with dignity, but why do some people fight against that? And they manipulate, and that is why I said a short while ago that those who have champagne, when we want everyone to have drinking water, they pay those who do not have water to drink to fight us.
And often they accept too and they fight us. Please have mercy.
You must think before you act. There are many things.
Many people came to see us.
We wanted Burkina to be an Islamic state. Terrorism would end, that is certain. We would have peace, but we would be a rare base, a cancer in the middle of West Africa to destabilize the others.
Me, I do not operate like that.
You cannot manipulate me like that.
And when you show that you cannot be manipulated, you become an enemy.
As they are things I will keep to myself for now. But if I have to bring them out one day, I will. I am saying this so that those who manipulate individuals who do not think too much here should be careful. Otherwise, we can get to the bottom of this and address the issue.
Our country is our country, and we are here fighting for our country. No one loves our country more than we do.
There are many events.
I was talking about production and all that just now.
There are people who tend to make remarks that undermine social cohesion and all. And as I said, when we adopted this law, it was us, the Muslims, who were the first to complain. Why aren't the others complaining? Why? But have we ever sit down to ask ourselves why? Why? I think that for someone, if you want to attract someone to your religion, it is your behavior first that can make the person, and that is not the niche, and we cannot force anyone.
Everyone is a creature of God, and if you think you are a true believer, you must love God's other creatures. Because you did not give life to anyone, you cannot create a human. It is God who created us all. You do not have the ability to create a human, yet you want to kill a human because they do not follow you in your way. Why?
But ask yourselves the right questions. Are we cursed?
But look, Christianity.
Many in Europe are Christian and all.
2026 nowadays, you hear who wants to kill their brother. Because there is a disagreement, at ease, because of religion, he does not like his brother or wants to kill his brother. Have you heard that somewhere? Go to Saudi Arabia, which is the very cradle of Islam. Do people in Saudi Arabia today fight or want to kill each other because the other person is not Muslim?
But what is it was black people who are ready to hate our brothers, ready to kill them because we say they are infidels? Why?
You are ready to kill him, yet you are unable to give life.
And you know full well that God forbids you to kill. True Muslims, when a mosquito bites them, they do not even have the right to kill it. They must catch it and clip one of its wings.
That is what it said.
So stop that. Instead of racking your brains, saying he came to fight Islam. If that is it, if that is what your Islam is, we will fight that.
This is not serious.
They say it is a religion of peace.
But you extremists, you must come to your senses. If you do not come to your senses, in any case, the fight is from within. That is what brought terrorism. It is extremism.
You say no, the other one, you must kill him because. Why?
No, please take it easy, take it easy. There are even people there.
Anything he wants to do, oh no, that is for the infidels, that is for infidels. Morel, what have you created? I say it because it is true. We have had some people suspended from what? From preaching. And it will continue. If people keep at it, it will continue. We will suspend them from preaching if someone just speaks at random.
And that is why, again, I say I congratulate all those brave, worthy, and patriotic imams who continue to preach the good word and awaken consciences. We see many of them and we congratulate them, we encourage them.
But the extremists, we will fight them.
If you think you can live in the 7th century, you live. You find some bush, you sit there and you live. Since normally everything is haram, the water they plumb in there, the pipes and whatnot. A non-believer made it. They pump there. A non-believer made it. They light there. A non-believer made it. Even the microphone you are speaking into, a non-believer made it. You do not have the intelligence to understand that. And he goes out, he has a big vehicle, he drives it, a non-believer made it.
The plane you bought to go over there, a non-believer built it.
By anyway, I won't go too deep into this. It's so you understand that this is the path imperialism wants to use to destroy us. And this is only the beginning. I insist on this because it is only the beginning. What is coming is more serious.
Yes, hold on tight.
Artu immediately talked about scholarships. The students and everything. The Minister of Higher Education did very well to explain it clearly. People could not manipulate it, but I am going to tell you something. As I speak right now, we have over 1,000 young Burkinabe. We are currently registering them in certain Arab countries.
In the process of learning something.
We checked the latest statistics, it was 800 and something. I looked at the file. No one is aware of their departure. No one is aware of what they are doing. The embassies that are there are not aware of them. And do you know what they are learning? Sharia, Islamic laws and Islamic jurisdictions.
Not one of those 800 and some people on the list I was shown is learning a trade. Not one. They are here to enforce Sharia law.
Do you see why it is good to control these two types? It is because I say the important phase is ahead of us.
Those people, I'm going to bring them back.
Anyone who does not return is no longer Burkinabe.
But we must change. If you, meaning you yourselves, the imams, cannot train our youth in Islam, then you must stop. This is not serious. And I think you can. And we ourselves will take those funds into account, whether it is the young Catholics, the young Protestants, the young whatever. We ourselves will find the formula, the traditionalists. We will fund everything related to religion ourselves. You must note that we will find a budget for that because many people are drawn to that because of money, nothing but money.
They receive funding, they do what they have to do. We send the children out, they go to learn Sharia, they come back, they want to apply Sharia. They spend 5 years, 7 years of indoctrination. And that is how it is. He comes back, he is like that. He says the other one did not eat halal.
That's how it is.
And the end result is that we will be here among ourselves killing each other while they continue to plunder what they need to plunder. I will never ever allow that.
No, so those who were there, I heard people say that, no, oh no, they supported me. What is this? What if they supported me because of that? They shouldn't even support me anymore.
That is fine. Let us be clear. But we have a goal and we will reach that goal. All the humans that God created, we have a duty to love them. That is why when I sleep, I think of the unknown child. The child I do not know, who is in the depths of Burkina, are all the children of Burkina sleeping? If they are not sleeping, I cannot have any sleep. Do all the children of Burkina have at least one meal to eat? If our people have food, I will not have any rest. And I sacrifice myself for that. So I will not let anyone come and divert us from our path. That never. And we must become aware. I'm speaking of the African in general, of the black person, of our history, of our current situation. Because slavery is not over. People are continuing slavery. You do not know that. We continue to capture black people. We are selling them as of today, in the year 2026.
So they do not consider you human. They see you as animals or things. But why should we behave like animals towards them?
No, I refuse that.
We must now provide a firm response to those people. Imperialism has no color.
It is everywhere, and we must have the courage to identify it, point it out, and then fight it.
Look at how we behave. And that leads me to further encourage young people to start thinking about how to produce.
You know that everything we do is import. Everything. Almost everything.
Well, in Burkina now I can say thank God it is going well. We were able to maintain our way in the family. That means we can take cotton, weave it until it is ready to wear. We give thanks to God. But how many people in Africa know how to do that?
Everything is imported, and he is even proud to wear an imported jacket. Then he pulls on it and he is happy.
No, we are going to change our behavior. We manufacture nothing. And I was saying, we are going to open universities, technologies, and everything. And we must reflect. We must reflect to create.
If since the 1800s they have been creating engines, today we are still not capable of manufacturing that same T50 or CT engine.
Right? That means that when God created humans, there was a need to move around. He placed all resources at our disposal, the wind, the sun, the fire, which are the three most powerful sources. In addition to that, he provided the earth and the clay, the blood of the earth, which is oil, isn't that right? And iron and all its components that make steel.
He made this available to us to make our lives easier. With earth and clay we can farm, we can make cement, we can do many things. Iron and its components, that is the steel that goes into your concrete and everything else.
And the blood of the earth is oil, which is the global energy we have. But what are we black people doing with all of that?
We are not capable yakar of taking clay today and turning it into cement ourselves. Because those factories, we pay for them. We do not manufacture.
We start not capable of taking oil today to build the refinery ourselves, from us to refine it. So we go back and pay for the factory. We do not manufacture. Today we are not capable of taking the earth like this and extracting the iron from it to add carbon and make steel.
Is that normal? But are we cursed or not?
If we are not the idiots, that means we must be able to do it. And that is what I want us to be able to do.
We must be able to do it to produce. I was telling someone the other day, I said, if we talk properly, when you wake up in the morning, you must always ask yourself questions. Suppose you sleep naked, you wake up, you grab a towel, it is imported. Your toothpaste, toothbrush, they are imported. You finish all that. The clothes you wear, they are imported.
Your media and everything, it is all imported. We manufacture nothing here. You go sit down for breakfast, the teacup, everything, except for the sugar perhaps, which comes from Sosopo. Everything is imported. You go to take your motorcycle, your vehicle, it is imported. We manufacture nothing in Africa.
It is good to fight imperialism, but it is also good to tell us the truth and wake us up.
And these are questions we must ask ourselves. Why do we not manufacture anything?
Naturally, humans are here. The need to travel is here. But to travel, all of that was created by white people. Whether it is motorcycles, cars, or planes, we have created nothing.
What is our purpose?
To communicate. Back then, we used horses. We would tell Weibi to take a message to Yaku. We would take the horse and go. The white man came. He created the telephone, the internet, and everything. And we just know how to take that and film ourselves. We do nonsense with it. We insult each other. There, we do everything, and then we are happy. We have created nothing.
We don't even know how it works.
We asked the iPhone guy if it works in Africa, but he said, oh really, do Africans have the means to pay for an iPhone? He said he has no stores in Africa.
But our sisters, excuse me, they are fighting over the latest iPhone models. To do what with them? You are not even aware of yourselves.
But let us seek to manufacture, let us seek to understand, or at least copy.
There are many things that God has made available to humans, but we must use our brains to transform them. If people enslaved us, we fell behind. But today there is no explanation, there is no reason. We must catch up by copying.
If we do not do it, it is because we refuse to use our brains.
And if we refuse to use our brains, what does that mean? Do you know what that implies? That we are against God. Because it means he was wrong to give us a brain. We did not need one. Others will do it and we will just take it.
So that means we said God made a mistake. And in that position, we make ourselves enemies of God, which is not good.
That is why he is angry with us.
Wake up. Wake up. It is profound, but do not laugh. He is angry with us because black people refuse to use their brains.
They will tell me, yes, black people have created things. And then afterwards, where is it?
The tricolor flag, did a black person create it? Yes. Where is the factory that makes it in Africa? Everything in Ouagadougou was St. James, it is French. And a black person created that. We are sick. All the devices today, MRI, scanners, whatever. What can we not do? We cannot create, yes, but can we not copy? Work our brains to try to understand and do it. Our brains are not being used. Are we really telling God that he was wrong to give us our brain? I do not agree. That is why I invite everyone to ask questions, especially the youth. I am speaking mainly to the youth so that we change the paradigm. And we must seek knowledge, seek to produce, seek to be useful on earth. Otherwise, for now, that is not quite it. That is not quite it. We must participate. You see them today, whether we like it or not. You see the war happening, Iraq, United States. They sit at a distance, they bomb each other.
What have we created? But you see, these are black people sitting here having debates. The United States is a superpower. It is a superpower. What are you doing yourself? What are you creating?
We are not going to focus.
It is serious. If we see them doing that, let us think about how we can process oil, how we can gain propellant to benefit from it. Let us think. For the others, it is not God who came down to give them knowledge. It is the same brain that was given to them. But they decided to use their brains wisely.
But we told God that he was wrong to give us a brain. We did not need one. We should just let them do it.
As a result, they come to manipulate us, pit us against each other, we fight, and they take our resources and leave. That is not it, is it? Since villagers were resettled in this region here, they had gone to get them, resettle them. Today they are killing each other, they are fighting over chieftaincy.
Are we normal?
Manet smiles. God is there.
No. The politicians had also ruined everything before. But now it is over. We do not need to fight over these things.
So I especially invite young people to rethink our approach so that we are no longer dependent on others, so that we are no longer trailing behind, and so that we create and do many things. Because if we do not do it, we will disappear. We will disappear because if those people come back here, you will envy the fate of the dead.
You will envy the fate of the dead, I swear to you. Nature itself will turn against us.
If it starts raining in certain ways today, we do not even have proper drainage systems.
It means if the sky just cries more than usual, all our cities are gone. If the earth just gets angry and shakes a little, all our buildings collapse because we have done nothing.
We could not have it that there's a natural disasters, but why are we not taking advantage of it? Look at the world's geopolitical situation today.
The smartest ones will understand something. This is Africa's phase. God has opened the windows so we can get out, but people do not see it. They do not see. And when we make the effort to speak, to raise awareness, yes, the smartest ones understand, but you will see the idiots tomorrow. They will insult us.
They will insult us, they will mock us because there are some Negroes who are stupid. You see, it is as if we had seen Negroes chained under trees.
Their masters mistreat them. At night they go and chain them under the trees. They are lying there. We say we are going to save them. We fight all the necessary battles, crossing minefields, barbed wire and everything. We arrive, we remove the chains and we say, guys, follow us, we are leaving.
Some will follow you, but there are some Negroes there who will shout, "Oh master, he came to save me. Come put my chain back on because I do not want any trouble." That is it. There are Negroes like that. Do whatever you want to unchain him. He will shout, "Oh master, come, come. Someone came here to save me, to unchain me. Come put the chain back on. I prefer to stay with you."
It is unfortunate. And I am speaking to the leader of Africa, actually. It is unfortunate. I almost wasn't born because of the effect of these people.
Me, my grandmother.
Otherwise, from what I know of the story, she was almost, I would say, at menopause, but she was able to have 2 children.
Because she was over 50 years old. It was a miracle in their village.
Why couldn't she have children earlier?
Because those people had taken them. She experienced colonial penetration here. And it was forbidden to have children or to get married. They killed almost all the men in the village. And it was after independence that she was able to have her children. So I almost wasn't born because of their effects on the world.
And I was very close to her. She told me many things.
I saw on her body the marks of the abuse from those people. I was 10 years old when she passed away in 1998.
So I live the effects of colonization in my own flesh.
And many of you know that too.
But some still continue to worship their wrongdoer who is there. They love them more than themselves. They love them more than their brothers. That is what I do not understand. Those people, we must fight them. We must fight them without any hesitation.
And we will not tolerate that. What they did to our ancestors yesterday, to our grandparents yesterday, what they are making us live through today with terrorism, if we do not focus, what their children will make our children live through will be worse than hell. And we do not want that. So we must fight.
We must fight and stop being traitors, people ready to sell their country or whatever. We must remain Burkinabe and focused. Thank God. I say thank God again. We are lucky. It is that after these 4 years we have been able to gauge
that many people have understood the scope of our message, the meaning of our struggle here in Burkina, but even in Africa, and those who continue to raise awareness, to campaign to make people understand, to open people's eyes. I congratulate you and I encourage you to continue.
It is the only way to make people understand that it is possible. And through our actions, I think you can see that it is possible. We can achieve it.
In any case, we will launch programs soon, and you will see we will build our countries, we will build our cities, we will build our roads, and we will live in peace. As for terrorism,
they are the most cursed black human race.
People who, if they were not even in disagreement with themselves, their own intelligence, that is to say, if they had a little bit of brains, well, they would sit down and ask themselves, since you get up, you come to kill our heart, is it jihad for you to do this? It is a cockroach, that is it, right? Okay.
The Kalashnikov that you used to kill, did you manufacture it? It is for a cockroach, you should not use that. Go make your own knife and then come back, or else take and carve your own club.
That you made yourself, that is halal. Come on, let us fight.
The vehicles you are driving there, they are not yours. And you say you are doing jihad to kill the infidels. You see how dishonest they are. And there are some who are in it aware of that.
It is their leaders who know, and they are playing a different game. But the idiots we kill are in droves. Every time I look at the echoes from the front, or even the news from the front, it does not please me to see black people who have been killed. But they only deserve that. They only deserve that. Would you really like to see so many corpses, but they come to kill? In their stupidity, they come, they shout, Allahu Akbar 4 times. We tell them God, but that weapon is for a kafir who has done it.
The motorcycle you are riding is a cockroach. If that Mandinka person took an hour to sit down, think and create his own, we might see something. You see how we are? So that species must disappear.
That is why our forces are engaged, and they will eliminate them to the last one. That is not up for debate. And Burkina, it is there, and it will not even take long. As I said, keep working hard. We have made progress, Burkina.
But you see, I was speaking generally about Africa, yet would not be wise for Burkina alone to move forward as it is doing.
It should be a collective movement. But there it is.
It is our elite here. That is the problem.
And when we achieve a lot, when we do a lot, it doesn't even please some of our brothers.
But anyway, when that is the theme, I encourage you to stay focused. Work so that what we produce is what we consume. In light of what I explained to you, work to maintain social cohesion, to put patriotism before any other consideration, because we are human beings first and foremost.
And every human must respect the other human because of the life that you cannot create. And those who come to take our lives or ruin our lives, we will fight them with the utmost energy. It is without hesitation.
Beyond that, the rest, should it be our resources or anything else. Be sure of one thing, Burkina Faso is a mirror. I told you, others see themselves reflected in it, and everyone is waiting to see.
Let us move quickly. Let us prove to them that it is possible. Many African countries perhaps are waiting to see, will they be able to, will they succeed? Guys, let us move quickly.
Let's go.
We'll make it. Every time we do something, if people are on the sidelines barking, doing whatever, do not look at him. When you are traveling, you do not pick up a stone to stop and hit every dog that barks. No, keep going. They will see in the end where you have arrived. That is what is most important.
So I said, I'm going to speak without pulling any punches.
That is how it is. There you go. We are in Waibua, and in Waibua, we speak like this.
Yet I knew that if I sent the Father Brigade before the Waiba Brigade, I could not have come here. That is why I deployed both brigades, right? So we will not be any longer than that. That was a rant.
General to the black species, if I may say, so that we wake up. Because God is not necessarily happy with what we are doing, our behavior, and especially us, the young people.
And I want us to change, to get serious and work, to transform our lives, to participate in the life of the planet and think about tomorrow. If we are not strong, they will come and crush us one way or another. We must be strong, and we are on the right track. We must keep going like this. So young students, the ball is in your court. Student pupils, work, study hard, use the internet to seek knowledge.
Copy everything you can copy. We are currently putting all the necessary conditions in place so that you can succeed.
And in universities, when we want to open up technologies, it is not to become an engineer, graduate, and come sit in an office. I told people that if you are an engineer, your thesis, you manufacture, you copy something, or you build something. Otherwise, writing long papers and such, we will not support that anymore.
That is it. Even for high school, technical high school, you must take that into account. If at the end of the year they have to do a small thesis or not, give them something, let them copy it. If it is a motor part or whatever, let them copy it or they create something. Those long papers, the thesis where they come and sit with a big book and talk. I do not want that anymore.
If you are technical, yes, you are technical. You do, you prove. So I am counting on you. We will provide all the necessary infrastructure as much as possible in high schools and universities so that you can change lives. And our elders who are here, before they pass on, they must live with their heads held high, knowing they left behind a deserving generation.
There, and we must prove it, and we are capable of doing it. So I am counting on everyone. I spread the word, and as I said, when leaving this room, the smartest will understand my message, but those who are closed-minded will start insulting me, hating me, taka bamba.
Stay focused. Stay focused. A better tomorrow awaits us.
It is possible.
It is possible. I want you to believe in yourselves. It is possible. Believe in yourselves. I swear to you that it is possible. Everything you imagine is possible. Take the time so we do it right. We will not be able to do it just like that in one go, but it is possible. Good focus to everyone. May God grant good understanding to everyone. May God awaken us, enlighten us, and illuminate us. That is the most important thing right now. May God guide our steps, inspire us, and give us a good heart. To act in favor of every Burkinabe we meet, to act in favor of every African we meet, to act in favor of every citizen of the world, every creature of God who is filled with peace and justice.
May God help us to act in favor of His nation. Yeah, I wish you all a very good day. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and may God bless the motherland. The motherland or the